See?
Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and/or its affiliate and subordinate ministries and/or nonprofits. Some of this content may be adult in nature, so please use discretion while watching with the young whippersnappers.
That's right. Especially today's topic.
Old farts!
Has nothing to do with kids.
Good morning! Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters, or AMG Productions, here at beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay, with your hosts, Matt and Jay, and Steve O. Mickey Mac-tastic. Yay! There you go. Just scoot in a little bit. You're all right. Oh. Ah. Oh, fart. Oh. I am yours forevermore. You have closed the door. Who I was before. And I see for the first time all I'm meant to be. And I feel
Now I got two puppets. Yeah.
This is called the butter churn.
Oh, yeah.
And then the dirty jerk.
And then there's the sprinkler.
You should see Dad doing the dirty jerk back in the day. He's like, hey! Only you do it from...
Oh, man, I've got that picture in my head now.
Yeah. So funny.
Oh, man.
Old farts. That's the topic of today's conversation.
Did you ever get a video?
No. This was before phones on...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you didn't have a regular video camera?
Huh.
What's up?
Oh, I was just looking at all the stuff I got here.
Old farts are the ones that had those old video cameras, VHS.
No, we never had one of those at the house until we got cameras available on phones.
I didn't either.
I had a 35 millimeter Canon AE1 that I got for my birthday.
No, that's sweet.
I think I was 16, and I learned how to develop film and to develop in a dark room. And you want to talk about cool? That is cool. It's a lot more difficult than people realize. And I think it's still a good thing to do. Like, I think 35 millimeter pictures are better than any of these digital cameras that they have out today.
Well, because it's actually a perfect color.
Yeah.
I think that those are a lot better than the one steps. You remember one steps, you Polaroid, you take a picture and the film comes out.
Yeah. And you flip it.
You have to do that. It's like, because they would peel the back. It's like a regular film strip.
Yeah.
Currently. And they would peel, and I found that out the hard way.
It ruins them.
Well, I tell you, photography is really cool. And, as an old fart, I can say that. Let's see who we got on the lineup today.
Larry Melton.
Larry Melton, good morning, America, and old farts, he says.
Well, good morning to you too, Larry.
So this is going to be a really riveting show for those who are advanced in years and the men who are old farts. So what I like about even in the scripture, the man didn't call his wife old. Abraham didn't call his wife old.
Or ball the chain. Or
nothing. It's like, I am an old man. And she is well along in years or advanced in years.
Right.
And
you knew better than you got dirty looks from your wife if you ever said.
So funny. So
other
funny.
Than that.
So like and share these videos, folks. It helps us out quite a bit. Let me see what we got. Insert an emoji. Where is the button?
Jason Cobb is watching.
Yes.
I am watching.
JB Cobb. He's
Jamie?
one of the resident old farts, though he doesn't act like it.
Yep.
No, certainly not.
We got an article we're reading today about old farts.
Oh, cool.
And it's titled, Why We Think and Behave Differently as We Age.
I don't like the undertone of this, implying that people as they get older need to have decisions made for them.
Yeah.
I think that if a person shows that they can't make a decision for themselves or that their decision making is a harm to themselves or others, that should be the criteria. They shouldn't be able to make decisions for old people just because they decide that they can make better decisions for them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you ought to be able to mess up every decision you make.
Yeah, because
As
we
long
do
as
that.
you're not hurting somebody else.
True.
Yeah, like there's one thing I think that once a person gets past a certain age, they should have to retake their driving test every year.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know-
there's a lot of them that need it.
Well, and that's, let's face it, we don't like giving up our ability to drive.
No.
But there are some people that should. My grandpa, before they took his license, and they had to take his license because he had like 6 wrecks in 3 months. Well, he went and taken care of himself.
He had
you
a
know?
sudden decline, sudden sharp decline.
Well, not really. Are we? Sorry. It's
Now,
just-
6 wrecks, I don't know about that. I mean, I think if any time a person has a wreck where they're at fault, they should be tested in some way. Like,
Well-
because it could be their eyes, it could be their hearing, it could be their vehicle.
well, his was his inability to take care of his insulin levels,
Yeah,
and
but it shouldn't have got to 6 wrecks.
it shouldn't have.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
They
And
should've-
it shouldn't matter your age.
And you couldn't take the court had to take his license because he wasn't listening to any of us when we were like, "You got to stop driving, Grandpa."
Yeah.
And
My dad did the same thing, though. He was having issues because he was a truck driver for 40 years.
Right.
And when you are told that you have to stop driving because he had issues and not old timers, but dementia started setting in a little bit. And so he was told, well, you can't have eggs. And he'd go to restaurant or a drive-in, drive-through and get sausage, egg. And he just got worse and worse to the point where he couldn't even make decisions really. So we had to pull him off the road literally before he did hurt somebody.
Yeah, and that was what my point was. 6 wrecks, he could have killed 6 people. So there's a point where I think, and then there's
Rooster's
also,
in the house.
but there's also young people who make poor decisions, who repeatedly make poor decisions and don't learn from the mistakes or
Yeah.
from the hazards that they create for themselves and other people.
I think after so many wrecks with children, they should obviously
Yep.
have their license yanked until they can prove that they.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it ought to be like a DUI.
Because you can always get your license back. I mean, if you're old enough to where you really shouldn't be driving anymore, that's one thing. But if you're like in my decision, even though I'm not old, I had to stop driving for a while where all of a sudden it's like froze up and I'm like, and I did. I had to leave because it was like, man, it's like a skipping record.
what can we do? See, now it's did you stop and start one again?
Yeah.